joining me. This is my first webinar, quite clearly, because if anything could go wrong, it just decided to go wrong. So yes, here I am. Gonna wait and make sure that some of you guys can find me again. I'm sorry about that last time. Yeah, technology. I suppose a blessing and a curse. So here we are, ready to go. I'm so excited. Okay, so once I see a few of you guys in here, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, but I'm just gonna wait a second to do that. Yeah. So in the meantime, I kind of wish I had some music to play for y'all. I could dance a little. That'd be better. Dance while we wait for people to enter the party. Yeah. Dancing on In Here Alone is so fun. I had an awesome field trip today. Me and the kiddos, we went out to an arboretum. Still not really sure what one is, so don't tell anyone that. But my kids learned a lot. It was super nature focused. That was really awesome too. So yeah. That is how I spent my day. I would love to hear how you spent yours. And if I knew how to chat in here, we could totally chat it up. But I'm not doing so well at that. So I'm just going to wait a couple minutes, okay? All right, guys. I see there's a couple of you ready to get signed up. So hoping you can come on in and join me. This way. You know, it's moments like that with technology that I just want to like throw my computer out the window. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, everybody knows what I'm saying. Okay, so I had a little snafu there, but I see a couple of you have joined. So I am just going to go ahead and get started. So I'm not sitting here awkwardly talking to nobody. And so that, yeah, those of you who've taken your time out for me, I just want to honor that time and thank you so much for coming tonight to join me as I talk about how I retired my husband. Yeah, it's one of my very favorite things to talk about ever. And so I am so glad that I get to do that tonight with you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And so thank you for trusting me on my very first webinar. Here we go. Woo, webinar. Yay. It's way scarier than Facebook Live. I know, isn't that bizarre? But I can't see you, so I don't know what's going on. So I am obviously not from around here. My name is Claire Boone. I run a blog called Mummy Deals. I've been blogging at there for about 9 years now. And the reason I started Mummy Deals was this. I had my first child and I'm a journalist by trade. And so I needed like an outlet. Like it was really, really rough. In fact, I went into postpartum with him. And so in the middle of needing an outlet, I of course turned to what I knew, which was writing. And so I was just thinking, like, what would it be that I could really do well? And you know, I didn't want to go and get a job because I figured, you know what, I'm at that phase of life where like, sure, I could go out and get another job, but by the time I'd done it, I'd be leaving my son alone all day pretty much to get like, you know, not a great job. I'd be bringing home a paycheck, but the paycheck would be going over to the daycare on the nanny, and to me it just wasn't worth it to leave him. And so I found myself in this position of like, okay, I need an outlet. I went and bought diapers at Walgreens for 20 cents a pack. And when I came away, I'd bought like 38 packs of them. And my girlfriends were like, what? How did you do it? You have to teach us, you know? And I'm like, well, you've been calling me frugal for too long. And I just, you know, I didn't want to share. And so they encouraged me to start the blog. And so that's where blogging came from, was I put my journalism together with my frugal nature and decided like, you know what, I'm going to share all these deals and the best things I have. And so I think my journey has come from that. I didn't grow up in America. I grew up in the northern part of England in a place called Yorkshire, and that's about 4 hours north of London. And when I came over here, I wanted, you know, I made a life for myself. I settled down with a husband in Northwest Indiana, and then we started having babies. And I've been over here now for, I think it's like 18 or 19 years. I know, it's a long time in the cornfields of Indiana. But sorry. The reason that I ended up staying was I totally fell in love with your great nation. Like I love the States. It's where my home is now. It's where my heart is. And so the blog came out of this love of like just wanting to share and wanting to be a blessing and helping other primarily mums and grandmas who wanted to save money on life. And so I would talk about frugal living, I would talk about meal planning, I would talk about the importance of freezing and buying on sale and combining all these things together. And then I would make my own stuff. Like I would do all these homemade recipes, and I would get all, you know, like excited about it and like, you know, add things in and take baking soda and vinegar and all this kind of concoctions, and I would share about it. And I did that daily for a really long time. And then what happened is our story starts really back in 2007. So in 2007, Tim had, he's a flooring installer and he's really good at his job. And so him and his buddy had started a business and they would get a lot of clients and it was going good. And then of course 2008 came and everything kind of tanked. And the problem is with laying floors is that people, you know, when the economy was really bad, people can't afford to pay their mortgage, let alone have a floor installer come and put tile down. Like it's the last thing on your list, right? And so all of a sudden he went from having a lot of jobs to barely having any. And we survived like that for a while and it was really rough. It was like a feast or a famine thing. And owning a business like that was just, it was really difficult for us. And so at the same time was when we had Isaac. And so Tim would be home a couple of days a week and then he'd be gone for like 3 days really far away. And I just couldn't count on it. We couldn't count on the paychecks. And so we were like, he tried to hold on for as long as he could. And then finally he's like, enough is enough. I can't even, this is just too much. And so he decided that he would fold the business. But then he went to go and try and get on unemployment and he couldn't get unemployment. So we lived on nothing for about 6 months and he was searching daily for jobs and we lived on that and it was rough. And so what did we do? We charged life on a credit card. And even though we've both been brought up to believe that no debt is good debt, we didn't have a choice. And so we needed diapers, they would go on a credit card. We needed groceries, it would go on a credit card. And so we got into this whole thing and this whole mess of like a huge amount of debt. And I just had a baby. So my hormones were super fun. And so as you can imagine, it was just this horrible situation of like, what are we going to do? And so then he got employed, but then he was underemployed for another 6 months. So for a year of our lives, we had just this extremely difficult situation where there was barely any money came in and we just didn't know where we were going to, you know, get the next paycheck from. And living like that is pretty soul crushing. And so we did that. And then finally, after a year, he got employed with a really good job and it was a job he really liked. And so that was good because, you know, I didn't want him to have to go to a job that he really hated, but at that point, who cared, right? So he got employed and it was a great job, but I was still at home. And here's what we didn't want to do. We didn't want him to have to go get all these different jobs just in order to, you know, like pay the bills, and yet still we wouldn't really be able to get on top. Have you ever felt like that? Like, you are in so much debt, but you know that if you went out and got all these menial jobs, you would feel, okay, first of all, what is your quality of life? Like, he just wouldn't be able to spend any time with the kids if we had let him do that. And second of all, we would just be paying off minimum payments. So we did that for a really long time. We paid off minimum payments for a really long time until in 2014, somebody approached me with a business opportunity. And that business opportunity was the difference between us living in really horrible situation and us getting completely out of debt. So within 3 years of me starting the business, we are completely debt free. We got completely out of debt, and not only that, but we retired my husband. Like, he came home from work to be at home all the time, and so we have this really cool life. I homeschool my 6 and my 9-year-old boy. And so one of us is homeschooling one day and then the other one's doing a little bit of work, and then we'll meet up in the middle and we'll take field trips. And yeah, this year already in 2017, we have already been gone on, I think, 4 different trips. Went to Florida for 6 weeks in February because hello, Indiana winters stink. And then we actually earned a free cruise that we took to Honduras and Belize in March and April for 5 days. And then in June, we went to Utah and Colorado for 3 weeks. And in August, we went to Florida and Texas for a month. Yeah. We went road schooling for a month. It was really fun. And so we've been really, really blessed. And that's why I do webinars like this and I talk about this, because the financial freedom I'm about to present to you is insane. And if you're finding yourself in a situation right now where you really don't know where the next paycheck's coming from, friends, I have hope. Like, there really is hope in what I'm about to share, because when somebody shared this opportunity with me, I was desperate. I was like, you know what, whatever it takes. And so where our story is 2014, we're sitting on the couch and I am just bawling like a baby. Like, where are we ever going to get the money from? I don't know what we're going to do. Like, you know, are we ever going to be able to do the things I want to do, like go to England and see my parents, or take a trip to Disney, or sponsor a Compassion Child or a World Vision Child? Like, we're never going to be able to do any of that stuff. And Tim, on the other hand, is sitting on the couch praying. Good job, honey. And so anyway, that week, this girl reached out to me and she said, Claire, she said, I know you're really natural leaning anyway, and you make your own things and you're already experimenting with baking soda and vinegar. She said, and I have this business for you. She said, I'm really excited about it and I just want to share it with you. And she shared with me the business of Young Living Essential Oils. And so I said to her, I was like, okay, how much? Because I knew Tim was going to come home and his first question was not going to be like, what are we doing? It was going to be like, how much? Because here we are in debt. We can't afford to fork out $5,000 on some business venture, right? So when she said to me, less than $200, I was like, game over. Tim is going to totally go for this. And when she signed me up, she told me she was making $1,200 a month. You guys, $1,200 a month for me at that time was just life-saving. I was like, man, I want $1,200 a month. That's a lot of money, you know? And I was so excited. I'm like, okay. And he came through the door. I'm like, Tim, we're going to do this oil thing and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, settle down. How much money? I'm like, she says less than $200. And he was like, okay, sign up. What do we got to do? Friends, that's what I want to talk to you about tonight, is the reasons for doing this business. I want to first mention to you that $200 that we spent 3 years ago, that money that we invested into a business, has paid off now to the tune of $177,000 that we have made back based on that $200. I know, crazy, right? So the reasons that I believe that this is a great business opportunity and how I retired my husband is, first of all, it is natural, toxic-free products coming into your home that I get for free. I am sleeping better. I am feeling better. I have more energy in the afternoons. If I feel a little sluggish at 3 o'clock, hello, who doesn't? I get to, you know, like put some lemon vitality in my water, or I get to like take the Ningxia Red products that they have, and that stuff is all paid for because it's part of the business. It's a tax write-off. It's part of my business expenses, and yet I'm getting the benefits of it because I feel better and my kids are sleeping better and, you know, my hormones are better. Even after I had a baby, I felt myself being like, oh goodness, I just, you know, that normal feeling after having a baby. And I started to use a couple of products. I'm like, wow, this stuff really works. Okay. And so that's the first thing I chose it for, was because I felt like, okay, I can believe in this. And second of all, like, it's the thing I love about it is it's a consumable product. So every month people are needing to order more. Although there are products that are out there on the market that I do love, I really only need one of them. And so like I only need a couple of pillowcases or a couple of purses. With oils, because you're using it every month, you're consuming it, and therefore you're going to need more. And that's the same with other people. Other people that I've signed up need more, and so they purchase more. And as it's a consumable product, the benefit of that is that you are making a residual income because of it. Here's what I love about residual income. It's kind of like, you know, penning a book, or, you know, producing a CD. You do it one time. All you do is one time. It might, I mean, writing a book is a lot of hustle, right? You really got to hustle to get that thing out. But once you've done it, that book is done. And then you just continue to make money based on it. I have an ebook on my website. It's about candy bar poems, okay? And there are certain seasons where I sell a lot more of it. But guys, I wrote that book one time only. And every month I see a check because of it. Crazy, right? Like, that's all I did. And so in the same way, this is a residual income, and that's what residual income looks like. And that's why I love it, is it's not going anywhere. Like, it just, you know, it keeps on providing for us as a family. So the third reason I really believe in this is it is a low cost startup. There is nowhere else that you can buy a franchise, a business opportunity for less than $200. If you look at buying a franchise like Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or somewhere like that, we're talking like $100,000. And then there's no way that anyone's going to promise you your return on investment. They'd be crazy to. I mean, you could set yourself up in the best spot in your area with that kind of franchise and still not kind of see the income return that you're looking for. And yet, here's the thing with Young Living. When you're talking about $200, I can promise you that if you just work just a little bit, we can get you a return on investment. Why? Because I feel like that's insane. That's just not a lot of money to put in. And yet your return on investment out, like I said, for us personally, has already been $177,000. I want you guys to dream tonight. That's part of my thing here, and mention some of the facts and figures. I really want you guys to be able to dream again with me, okay? Because I know some of you, it's like, it's been a long time now, and you probably put dreams on one side and thought, I don't know if I can do that anymore. And yet we started dreaming again, okay? I do want to also reference throughout this video the Young Living income disclosure statement, and you can find that at youngliving.com/IDS, okay? All right, so the other thing that I love is, the fourth thing that I love is, it's a lucrative compensation plan. As long as I'm working and doing my part, I will get paid. But not only that, I'll get paid bonuses based on the people below me and me helping them out. So I have an unbelievable team. I have 2,500 families under me right now that they are experiencing the product and loving the product. And I have about 350 mostly women who I'm training how to build this as a business. You guys, that's an exciting thought. And I love that thought because it means that for me, it's encouraging to see other people getting so excited about it and being able to get helped. But the reason that they're doing this is because of the compensation plan. Like, it's second to none. In fact, I was attending a network marketing thing recently, and I was there with somebody who really knew his stuff on network marketing. And when he found out what I did, he was like, stick with it. He's like, honestly, they have one of the best compensation plans out there. Okay. So it really is, it's just an unbelievable compensation plan. That means, I mean, where else can you go? Like at work and stuff, you can't go into your boss's office and be like, you know, I think I need a raise because I've been working super hard and I'm really awesome. Not going to happen. Whereas with this, honestly, as long as I'm putting my part in, as long as I'm doing my job, then I have found that I've been able to get bonuses and raises and things like free cruises. All right. So let's talk about the elephant in the room at this point, right? Yes, Young Living is a network marketing company. And you know what? I wouldn't choose anything else. In fact, when I look out there and look about some of the people that have endorsed this, including President Trump and Bill Gates and former President Bill Clinton, former Prime Minister Tony Blair, who have all said that network marketing is the business of the 21st century, I am fully behind this. I fully believe in this. And I think sometimes we see it as this like, oh goodness, like, am I going to have to like sell to all my family and friends and that kind of thing? And I am living proof that you do not have to sell to all your family and friends. In fact, most of my family haven't yet bought, and a couple of my besties still are yet to buy. So if that's anything to go by, I would highly encourage you. You can still build a very successful business, not based on family and friends, okay? All right, and the number 5 reason is there is no income ceiling for this. Like, we talk all the time about smashing that glass ceiling and getting to the next level. And even for my husband's company, like, it was a great company, but it was family run. Well, with a family run company, they're usually extremely loyal and it's great to work for them. But you know full well you cannot tip anybody off the top post. It's just the way it is, right? With this, there is no income ceiling, and there's nothing that says that I can get to the top. You know, in fact, there's nothing that says that the girl above me, I can't overtake her. Like, that's what I love about this company, is it doesn't set limits. Number 6 reason is timing. Honestly, this is a phenomenal time to be getting involved with a health and wellness product, right? We know when we look everywhere that people are going more organic, more gluten-free. They're trying to, you know, eat better food and eat real food. And they're starting to question the medical decisions that they've heard in the past. They're starting to look at the TV screen and think, gosh, it's got 50 side effects. you know, and that's why as a product, you are standing behind something that is a quality product. They've been in business now for over 20 years, have Young Living. Over 20-year company. And yet they're still, in fact, in 2015, they hit $1 billion in sales. Guys, they are smashing through all kinds of records for a company that's been around so long that is still continuing on a monthly basis to enroll 100,000 new people. That's a lot of people, okay? People are just searching for something more natural. Honestly, a Young Living business is a mathematical certainty because these oils work. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in the life of my friends. I get texts about it. I get emails about it. Just people who are like, wow, these things really work. All right, number 7 reason is you get to be your own boss. And so I get to decide what my day looks like. I work, you guys. I don't want to lie to you. There is work involved with this. There's no such thing as a get rich quick scheme. But I will tell you this, that my hustle is worth it. And it's hustling on my time. It means that all morning this morning, I got to go on an awesome field trip with my kiddos. I had a blast with them. I put in a little bit of work this afternoon. I put in some work tonight, okay? But it's on my time, all right? If I decide I want to do, you know, like take my kids out for something, or Tim and I want to go out, we can do that, right? And so I'm proof of that in the fact that last year I was pregnant for the full 9 months. I'm just not a good pregnant person. And so I did not do a lot of work. But you guys, we still pulled in a full-time income paycheck, a paycheck that honestly beats the national average of median paychecks. While I was pregnant, on the couch, putting in about 10 hours work from my smartphone, we were still pulling in a paycheck. Why? Because I'd hustled and I knew I was, you know, I knew what was coming. And so I was like, okay, I'm prepared for this. And so while I was able to just, you know, grow a little human inside of me, I was able to take a break. The other thing about it is number 8 reason is it is a willable income. When you have a 401k, once that thing's gone, it is gone. But with this, when I will this over to my children and my children's children will be blessed because of it. And I love that aspect of it. I feel like I'm leaving a legacy for my kids. Okay. I feel like I'm leaving a legacy for them. So number 9th reason is you can take time off and still make money. You can take time off. When was the last time you took a vacation, sweet friend? When was the last time you were able to just, you know what, I'm done. I just want a couple of days away or a couple of days to do something. For those of you watching out there, my homeschool mom friends, I had a ton of people sign up because of a homeschool group I'm in, and a lot of people just responding that they wanted a vacation. Friend, you need a vacation. Like, there is nothing like taking a vacation and just taking a break and being able to just put it on one side and come back to it later. And this can finance that. And that's the awesome thing about it. Number 10th reason is it's a community. I have just been blown away by the girls I've met and by the people I work with and the people I get to pick my coworkers. How many of you guys are in an awful job that you're like, I need some new coworkers? I get to pick mine. I get to choose the people I want to work with, and I've chosen well across the board pretty much. Like, I've chosen people that I really wanted to go into business with, and I'm now in community with them. We now do life together and we spend time together. The number 11 is there are guaranteed bonuses. I hinted at this earlier on, but as long as I'm doing my job and enabling my team to get where they want to get to, there are guaranteed bonuses. So the biggest joy I have really is helping other people. It's what I've done now for 9 years. But the fact that I get paid on that and get paid well, that's kind of awesome too. Number 12 reason is the financial freedom behind this. Knowing that we can give when we want to give, knowing that we can do what we want to do. There is no price you can put on that I can just say, you know what, and wherever we want to go, we can just go, and we can go and spend 6 weeks in Florida because the winters here are yucky, or whatever we want to do. Like, I'm not tied down to a job. I'm tied down to the computer and my smartphone, which are very portable. So, and the 13th reason that I have done this and that I believe you can retire your husband on is you can help other people feel better. I told you guys, I get like text messages and Facebook messages. I feel better. I can't believe how amazing I feel taking that and doing this. And, enjoyable when people, you know, are fed up of other things they've tried, try something that you recommend. They're like, oh, man, I do have a little more energy in the afternoon. Okay. All right. So let's put aside some of those, some of the excuses. All right. Because I feel like, you know, we watch something like this and we're like, okay. And then, you know, people are kind of like, but. So I want to go over a couple of things. All right. Yes, it is a network marketing company. And like I mentioned earlier, I am so proud of that. I love the fact that I am involved in a network marketing company. The startup costs are ridiculously minimal. There is nowhere else you could go to start a business to get you out of debt that would cost you $200. This business has got us out of debt and retired my husband, and we put in $200 in the beginning. Okay, that is what we spent. Ridiculous amount, ridiculously low amount. People say to me all the time, man, I don't like selling. I don't like talking to people. I don't like doing this. And I like to give an example of me at a garage sale about a year ago now. And I was walking around with a cute pair of earrings on. And this lady said to me, she's like, oh, those are adorable. Where did you get them? Well, I'm still pretty frugal. And so I looked at it and I went, actually, they were from Old Navy. She's like, really? Were they expensive? I'm like, nope, they were $1.99. And I was so excited about that. And I'm so excited to provide this information to her. And she turned around to me and she said, oh, I'm going to go get some of those. Here's the thing, friend. Old Navy didn't write me a check. That lady probably went and bought some and they didn't give me any money because of it. I recommended something to her and yet they didn't cut me a check. Young Living just cuts me a check for things I recommend. Okay, like we recommend things all the time. That's my favorite restaurant. I love that book. Oh my gosh, the Instant Pot. Did you see that slow cooker recipe? The people who produce those are not writing us checks, and yet Young Living does. And we get this icky feeling that, oh, I don't want to sell anything. Life is sales. Every time we talk about something we love, we are recommending it. We're putting our stamp of endorsement on it. And this is just, you're getting given a check because of that. And that is pretty awesome. So Young Living, they're a company that's been in business for, like I said, over 20 years now. And they stand behind their promise that is a seed to seal company. That means from the moment that they, you know, that shrub or plant is, you know, plucked and distilled, nothing else happens along the way until you get that oil in a little bottle. There are a lot of oils out there on the market, but a lot of them have had fillers added to them, additives added to them to stretch the oil. And when you do that, sure, you can make it cheaper, but is it as effective? As a frugal girl, I would absolutely argue there's no way it's as effective. When I use my diffuser, I can put in like 5 to 6 drops of oil and smell it all the way across the room. If I try and use another essential oil, they tell me I need to put 20 to 30 drops in. Right away there, you can see the cost difference. And what I love about my Young Living essential oils is that, quite honestly, I know that nothing else has happened along the way because of this seed to seal promise they stand behind. They're enrolling 100,000 new members every month, even though they started in humble beginnings and now have farms all over the world. And they have members in all different kinds of countries. In fact, I personally have members here in America, in Canada, in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, in England, and I actually have people over on a military base over in Italy. Why? Because people are finding out how amazing these oils are, how amazing the products are, and the supplements and that kind of thing. These are oil-infused supplements, and they want to get them in their lives and want to get them in their homes. And so that is the reason, and that's how I retired my husband, was doing this business. We started off and we spent less than $200. In fact, it cost us about $171. And what did we get for that? We got this little kit right here. This was how we started our Young Living business. It came in a kit. It was a kit of essential oils. So not only did I just spend money for nothing, you know, you buy a franchise, you don't get to see something pretty because of it. I got 11 essential oils. Here are 10 of them. And the bonus one, because hello, this is the best thing. This is why everybody buys this kit. This is called Stress Away, for those of you who can't see, okay? I got 11 beautiful essential oils. They're 5 milliliter bottles each, okay? Each one has an application of about 80 drops in there. This includes the oil of frankincense, which is a ridiculously expensive oil. In fact, when you own frankincense back in ancient times, it was considered more valuable than gold. So this one's pretty pricey. And Panaway, this one is really good for your joints and for your muscles for after working out and exercise and all that kind of thing. Those two right there are worth the kit alone, okay? And then my buddy lavender and, of course, stress away. So you're getting 11 essential oils. The other thing that you're getting with it is this pretty diffuser right here. Young Living has a couple of different diffusers, but this happens to be my favorite right now. This is the Dewdrop. And the reason that I love the Dewdrop is it's quiet and it is dark. And so some of the other ones, they have all these fancy lights going on. It like whirs at you and it does things at you. And I'm like, at night when I'm sleeping, give me the quiet diffuser. And so that's what we started off with. We started off with our oils. And we found that very quickly we fell in love with them. So we signed up to do this as a business, but we found out that right away we were obsessed with the oils and we wanted more in our own home. And so for that reason, I love it too, because I'm providing for my family. I'm providing wellness. And as a mom, I feel that's so important. I can give non-toxic solutions. And so our feet are our biggest pore. You know, the bottom of our feet have the biggest pores in our body. My daughter is learning how to walk. She's doing a really great job of it. She runs all over the house. Here's the thing. If I'm cleaning my floors with bleach, my daughter is just basically sucking in bleach into her little tiny body. And I think we often think about like when we're cleaning and stuff and we wrap masks around ourselves. So I know for me personally, the thought of cleaning was just awful because I would get a headache just from the smells and just from the fragrances I was using. And then to think that that stuff, like we wipe off our countertops with bleach and then we go and cut strawberries on the top of it, we're consuming any of those chemicals and any of those things. Friends, there is a better way. And I found it with Young Living. And in fact, the cleaner that I make with these products is cheaper than the cleaners out there that are store-bought. I can guarantee it because I've done frugal living for a while now, okay? And so that's the excitement that I have is, yeah, you can get started with your business. This kit right here, all these oils right here, and the diffuser, okay, all together, and that's a little bit of white there, is just $160 plus the shipping and handling, okay? But I'm so passionate about teaching other women to get out of debt or to be able to retire their husbands or to take that vacation or just to be able to go road schooling or homeschooling, whatever you want to do with that, I want to help you guys out tonight, okay? So I have a special deal for you guys. If you are ready to get going with Young Living and you're like, okay, yeah, Claire, put me in, I am thrilled to help you out, but I'm only going to take on a couple of people. We're heading into busy season. And I know for me to train you, I am going to give you, once you are signed up, access to a webinar that will basically walk you through step by step what you need to do next, okay? And following those steps, you too will be able to find yourself like, okay, you know, like able to do some of these things, check things off your own bucket list. Like I'm excited to walk that through with you. All right. I'm offering you the opportunity to do that. I promise you right now, it's going to be work. Okay. I want to be realistic about that. I worked for this. All right. But it wasn't the kind of work that you think of, an 8-hour day or a 10-hour day or a 12-hour day, going into an office you hate with coworkers you might not love and leaving your babies at home. If that's you and you just feel like crippled by all of this and just so fed up of the debt, I promise you that that $170, right around that mark, or less than $200, will be worth it for you, okay? But I want to help you guys get there, okay? So what I am willing to do is I'm just going to take on a couple of people to coach heading into this next busy season of my life. And so when you are ready to be one of those people, you head over to mummydeals.org. Most of you found me there. Mummydeals.org. It's mummy with a U. Mummydeals.org. And once you get there, there's a page called Wellness. What you're going to do is you're going to click on Wellness. You're going to click on Grab My Oils here. You sign up for the premium starter kit, okay? Get yourself the premium starter kit. You can pick your pretty diffuser there. Like I said, this one's the Dewdrop. You can pick whichever diffuser you want, okay? Once you have done that and that kit is on its way to you, I need you to email me or contact me in whichever way I contacted you, and I am going to PayPal you $25 back to say welcome, and I'm so excited. I want to help you get that kit, okay? So I'm going to give you $25 back on that kit, plus a little welcome goodie pack that will help you get started right away. And as soon as you've done that, I'm going to get you into a webinar that basically walks you through the next steps. Like, okay, exactly how do I do this? What do I do? What is this going to look like on a daily basis? Because I want you to succeed. I want you to be sitting here in 6 months to a year sharing exactly the same thing, okay? Or not exactly the same thing, because maybe you don't even want to retire your husband. You just need to make some extra cash. I totally hear that. Whatever it is, though, I would love to help you out, friend. I'm excited to do that. So head over to mummydeals.org, find the wellness tab. As soon as you've done that, as soon as you sign up, hit me up with an email, message me, however you got in touch with me, okay? Or get in touch with me through the blog, and I will send you all the information. I'll get you that PayPal. I'll PayPal you that money back, and I'd love to help you get started on your journey as well, okay? Whatever your journey looks like, I'm thrilled to help you do it, okay? Remember, that $200 investment for us, less than 200 bucks, has now given us $177,000. If you are finding yourself in debt, if you're at a point where you are just so stretched and so pulled and you don't know what to do with yourself, I do believe that this business, this is how I retired my husband. For more information, check out www.youngliving.com/IDS or mummydeals.org. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome evening. Bye.